Hi, this is Ron Edwards, Master Sommelier and Director of Wine Education for Winebow Fine Wine and Spirits. Today we're going to delve into Oregon and the great wine that is made by Cristom Vineyards, a long-standing member of great quality of the Willamette Valley community. And today we're going to taste the Eola-Amity Hills Chardonnay, which is a blend of their own vineyards plus vineyards that they have partnership with outside of their own property. And this is the 2019 bottling right here. So 2019 Cristom Eola-Amity Hills Chardonnay. Chardonnay in Oregon has a whole newfound hope, and the wines that are coming out of there now need your attention. Some really fabulous Chardonnay, especially for those of us who have a more of a European bent towards our wish for Chardonnay, with maybe a little less weight, a little more refreshing side. There's a lot of those coming out of the state now, and Cristom is definitely making that style of wine. And this is no exception. So let's find out what it's about and give you an expectation. But I want to give you some data to chew on for a second. I know this is sort of geeky stuff, but just absorb it for a moment. 13% alcohol, not common in California. 3.29 pH, which is the rating of acid versus base, right? And that number would be right on the money for something from Burgundy. And not necessarily Chablis, but it could be Chablis ripe vintage, but certainly Côte de Beaune 3.29, very normal pH, and a 6.9 grams total acidity. That is dead on for what Burgundy would bring you. So let's see what it smells like, tastes like, and go from there. There's just a gorgeous unripe pineapple, yellow and red apple. Both of them are like the flesh more so than the skin. There's a beautiful creme fraiche note coming from the malolactic transformation that is very Burgundian in its approach. And then underneath that is a ripe, juicy lemon. And then comes that this doesn't see a ton of new oak, but there is a thread of vanilla and a thread of baking spice. The wine smells racy. If you could imagine what that would smell like in a wine, it just smells like it's going to be a little bit electric and very alive on the palate. There's a little bit of a dustiness to the nose, something I would definitely pull out as a mineral note. It's getting a little bit riper now. As the air gets to it, just a smidge of a little bit of caramel, which is an extension of that oak aging, a little bit of smoke from the oak. And now the lemon has moved into lemon curd. It's super inviting. So let's taste it. Really love the texture of this wine because it is all at once coating the palate, but refreshing it. It's like simultaneous coat, refresh, coat, refresh, coat, refresh, which is really magical for me in Chardonnay. And one of the reasons that I really love Burgundian Chardonnay is that so often you get that feel out of Burgundian Chardonnay because of the residual acidity and the not elevated alcohol. The creaminess, the creme fraiche note in this wine is just a beautiful example of how you can go through full malolactic transformation in a wine that has the acid balance that this one does, and it becomes magical and not this overcome of butter and cream. The yellow apple is there, the fresh red apple is there, the pineapple is moderately ripe on the palate, that lemon curd is definitely there, and there's a little bit something slightly more exotic. It's verging on like tangerine or mandarin orange, just sort of undertone underneath those main fruits. Let's see if a second sip brings anything else. Pretty much stays the same. But I guess I just want to say that this wine is so wonderfully compact right now. It's really well balanced and there's lots of flavor going on. But it's very young. I mean, 2019, this wine has miles and miles to go and will continue to evolve into something even more complicated than it is now with time. If you haven't been exploring Oregon Chardonnay, this is a great time in history to do it. And a great wine to start with would be Cristom, Eola-Amity Hills. This wine is wonderful.